Weekly Wheaties 2348. AI regulation, Tesla, AI, Paprika. Is it time for AI to be regulated? Let's face it, the wide world of AI is here to stay. So, is it time for it to be regulated? And what would that look like? There are tons of good and bad we've seen coming from the AI space just in the last few weeks, much less the last year. Where does that leave us with regulation? At the end of October, President Biden released his executive order on the safe, secure, and trustworthy development and use of artificial intelligence. Unfortunately, it seems it may be too little too late. Well, depending on who you ask. Without diving in too deep into this EO, please understand this is only a band-aid with a basic explanation. Arguably, a welcomed one. Time will tell, as well as what we see next. You can read an in-depth overview by Arvind Narayanan, Sayush Kapoor, and Rishi Bomasani. While the goal of this EO is to advance and govern the development and use of AI in accordance with 8 guiding principles and priorities, that will appear to be difficult. The executive order states it hopes to accomplish the right principles in a safe, secure, and trustworthy manner, while also promoting innovation, competition, collaboration, and equity. However, in order to promote innovation and competition, collaboration and equity will not be possible, or at least easily attained, especially from organizations and companies who are profit-driven, not to mention the ability to create something that is safe and trustworthy. We've seen way too many examples of just that over the last year. There are many who say AI shouldn't be regulated at all, and we should just leave it up to its own learning, since that's what generative AI is. But with GPT-4 being trained on close to 2 trillion parameters, its knowledge base is getting larger and larger. We don't know when or where it will stop. By means of learning new material, every newly introduced parameter is another avenue for the AI to create something really amazing or go off the rails. Then, we get into issues of copyright, legalities, and even moral or ethical issues. I think there are obvious things AI should not be allowed to do that can probably be agreed on universally. For example, enabling criminal or illegal activity, or creating false information unless cleared labeled as such. The Verge reported last year how AI suggested 40,000 new possible chemical weapons in just 6 hours. That seems pretty crazy that was allowed to me, but maybe it's fixed by now. I've also seen how users have even recently tricked the AI into telling someone what to stay away from should they not want to accidentally mix certain chemicals that would be dangerous. Although AI is not human, it can be persuaded and in some cases even directed to act outside of the normal boundary set. What's scary here is it may not even know or realize it's doing it. There are also really great things that come out of AI when put in the right hands too. The University of Leeds reported on AI helping identify heart disease from an eye scan. Google and the Department of Defense are building an AI-powered microscope to help doctors spot cancer. AI is also helping supercharge drug discoveries. In regard to new medicines developed or found, the FDA is still grappling with how to handle a new wave of drugs that are developed by artificial intelligence. The discoveries are endless and amazing. And yes, scary. On the copyright side of things, there's been a bunch of really cool musical releases. The Beatles released a new song, without John Lennon being able to record. There are a few versions of an AI Johnny Cash on YouTube releasing covers of many popular songs. You can hear his version of Oliver Lee's Rich Men North of Richmond or Aqua's Barbie Girl. There's songs for every genre, not to mention one of my favorites, the AI-created Taylor Swift leaked Kelsey breakup song. Again, endless and amazing, and scary. Bill Gates recently wrote how AI is about to completely change how you use computers. As if computers alone haven't done that multiple times in the past generation or two. He includes examples from healthcare to education to shopping. We've seen these in practice already at an elementary level, but with the power of AI and hardware publicly available like the Humane Pin, we're just getting started. I almost look forward to a possible third version of the light phone that has AI built in. And a camera, of course. Earlier this year in Weekly Wheaties 2310, I made the following statement regarding moderation on social media sites. With no moderation, there would be no internet as we know today. With strict moderation, there would be no internet as we know today. As we move into a possibly more regulated AI space, I believe something similar to be true. This is something I bet I would say in 5 to 10 years or so. With no regulation, there would be no AI as we know today. With strict regulation, there would be no AI as we know today. As mentioned in the executive order, the policy should flirt the line between hindering innovation and promoting innovation. I'm not sure where the line is, but I believe it absolutely needs to exist. I'm hoping people much smarter than me and those who sit in the Capitol are working towards some level of agreement that is best for all involved. It will absolutely become monetized to some extent. I believe AI will eventually take the place of all basic search. And there's a ton of money in search. The companies in charge of that will not let that money disappear. So, where will it go, and how would it look different from a user standpoint? Do we want our AIs to just be an updated version of search, where they fill our chats with ads, or only give us responses to those companies who pay the most to have the bot feed us pre-filtered information? How do we know what we ask is the most accurate and up-to-date answer we can receive if they are based on monetary results, especially as we've seen them make things up when it doesn't know the answer? As much as I hate to say it, we should enjoy the limitations of Siri for a few more years before we're talking to a real AI, and not just a basic assistant acting as a glorified search. In case you missed it, Tesla updates. Last week, emails were sent to some Tesla Cybertruck holders, giving them the option to purchase a $120,000 Foundation Series truck. Others received emails with a $1,000 off any other model Tesla if purchased before the end of the year. Alternatively, if you purchased $1,000 of Tesla stock, the day Elon tweeted they would be making a truck, you would have close to $35,000 to put towards a vehicle today. On a podcast with Monroe Live, Elon gave a few more insights on a sub-$30,000 Tesla vehicle coming next. However, if you have plans to purchase a base Model 3, consider purchasing before the end of the year, as half of the federal credit will be removed come January. Lastly, if you need a reason to consider a Tesla, check out some new features in the holiday update coming next week. In case you missed it, AI updates. The CEO of Google, Sundar Pichai, participated in an interview with the MIT Technology Review about their new AI model, Gemini. This helps Google Bard go head-to-head with OpenAI's ChatGPT in the battle for the AI space. While both Google and OpenAI always state their new model is better than the last, if the statistics shown from Ars Technica have any truth to them, Gemini may be able to outperform GPT-4. This isn't anything crazy, as we expect each model to be better than the last. Unfortunately, from a human's communication with AI via natural language, these nuanced differences are getting more difficult to determine. Even more so, both models can still be tricked in many ways, making any major real-life implementation still seem years away. If you want more spicy answers from your bot, consider looking into xAI's Grok chatbot. Unfortunately, access is only available for XCOM's premium subscribers. They are looking to raise $1 billion to battle Google and OpenAI. Pick of the week, Paprika. Are you cooking during the holidays? Are your recipes stored somewhere that's easily found, used, and scalable? If you just handwrite them, consider joining the 21st century and make them digital. There are tons of recipe apps available, but I've really enjoyed using Paprika for a few years now. A downside to this set of apps is each app is sold separately. However, there is no subscription service, even though your recipes are synced across devices. For example, I find recipes online, import them, or manually type them in the app on my desktop. I use my iPad to view them while cooking and am able to check off ingredients as used. I can also highlight the current step I'm on while using the built-in timer feature. Then I can use my phone's app while out shopping and have the app help build a shopping list. Not to mention, this app does the best at scaling I've seen. I have a few recipes I cook at half scale or twice the scale, and I've never had an issue with amounts to use. Download the app for your devices at paprikaapp.com. Weekly Wheaties is a reader-supported publication. To receive new posts and support my work, consider becoming a free or paid subscriber. See links for the above items at weeklywheaties.com.